Hi, Brandy. It's so nice to see you.
Oh, you too. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for inviting me over. I'm excited to have a moment away from the kids, from homeschooling all day and talking to an adult. That's always nice.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Yeah.
Aren't the kids just crazy this time of year?
They are. I'm really glad I can get them outside because they're just wild. We're ready to, be done with the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We get outside as much as we can. In
Yeah.
fact, we even mowed the lawn together this weekend.
Oh my goodness, that must have been pricey with the gas. Oh, driving over to your house, I just can't believe the gas prices. And we've been having a lot of trouble just shopping for groceries because everything's been so
You're
expensive.
telling me, oh my gosh, it's been hard lately for
Yeah,
sure.
it's been so hard. I was talking to another homeschooling family and brought up the idea of school choice and school
Mm.
vouchers. And I thought,
Mm-hmm.
that's a great idea. Take your money, your tax money that you pay
Mm-hmm.
that goes to the public school systems
Yeah.
and get it back so that you can use it for private school or homeschooling. I thought that'd be so great to have those funds to use for curriculum for homeschooling. I could really use that right now. Anyway, I love that idea.
Yeah, well, I understand how you could feel that way. I actually felt the same way when I first started homeschooling. I wanted to write off everything and like, where's my
Yes.
free money?
Yeah.
And what I found though when I started researching it is that it's really actually not such a good idea.
Really? Why is
Yeah.
that?
Well, think about why we're homeschooling in the first place and think about what strings could be attached to any government money that comes in. And, it's really important because we've fought for homeschool freedoms and we want to be able to maintain those. And, with government money comes government control. So they could dictate what kind of curriculum we can buy, or they could make stronger regulations or even testing for us.
Oh my goodness. I guess I hadn't thought about that they could tell us what to do with the money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have friends also who have kids in the public school system, and it seems like they're using all different kinds of books, and
Mm-hmm.
so the state must allow them to pick curriculum. I know they must have some sort of standards, but
Mm-hmm.
it seems like they're using it for what they want.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have different kinds of books, but the state is dictating how that curriculum is presented, and that's through state standards. And those are not only academic standards, but also social and civic standards as well. So, right now, homeschooled students were regulated differently. So, for example, the main home instruction requires evidence of growth in certain
Right.
subject areas rather than the main learning results. So, if homeschoolers had to adhere to the same standards as public schools, then it might be more difficult to tailor our curriculum and our schooling to the individual needs of each of our children. So, private religious schools are a lot like this. So, they know that public funding is going to have that control. And so, they want the freedom of choosing curriculum.
Okay.
So, they don't have
Okay.
that funding.
Huh. That makes a lot of sense. So a private religious school would fund itself
Hmm.
so that it has control over its curriculum and what they're doing.
Right,
Okay,
right.
that makes a lot of
Absolutely.
sense.
Yeah, you're getting it. You're
Goodness.
getting it.
Um,
Many of these religious schools, they don't want this either because they know that with government money comes government control.
right, right. And that also seems like a huge encroachment on homeschooling freedoms once you give a foothold to the government like that.
Right.
There are a lot of people who are critical of homeschooling, and so
Hmm.
they could probably use that against homeschoolers if they're taking government money.
Yeah.
Wow, what would that look like?
Yeah. Well, we don't know for sure. We know that a lot of families, like I'd mentioned before, have fought really hard to get the
Yeah,
freedoms that we have. And so
yeah,
we need to do all we can to
yeah,
maintain those. And keeping the government out of our family is going to be a
right.
huge part of that.
Absolutely.
So, as far
Absolutely.
as what that looks like, each state is different. But for example, in New York, they require testing for homeschoolers. And if you don't maintain in the 33rd percentile or above, you might not be allowed to homeschool anymore.
Oh my word. That's
Hmm.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's scary. We do not want that here.
Yeah.
So that is something to remember that if we accept government money,
Hmm.
that it's possible that they're going to dictate how we what type of curriculum we use or if we have to test and maintain their standards.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's really scary.
Absolutely. It's
But
important to keep the government out of our
yeah,
families so that we can
yeah,
maintain the independence, preserve our freedoms, and protect
yes,
our families.
absolutely. I just had not thought of it that way. Ah, Well, in the meantime, I'm still broke. What are you doing
I
to try to
know.
alleviate some of those costs for homeschooling?
Girl, I know it's hard for everyone right now, but really, homeschooling doesn't have to be that expensive. Are you on the Homeschoolers in Maine email list by any chance?
I'm not. Tell me
Not,
about
oh my
that.
gosh, you've got to get on there. So, on it's called Home, which is Homeschoolers in Maine. Home's the little acronym there. But once you get on that email list, then you'll find out about all these legislative updates that are going on, and you'll get ideas, support, encouragement for your homeschooling, as well as field trips. And they've got this amazing curriculum sale that they offer a few times a year where you can save so much money and get some really great deals on things that your kids are going to love. And then there's our annual convention where you can meet other people and just come together and get encouraged and inspired for homeschooling. So it's a really great resource.
That's so great. I love the sound of all of that. How do I sign up?
Yeah, definitely. You just go to the Home's website, which is homeschoolerinmaine.org. Just scroll right down there on the very bottom of the page, that front page. Just put in your email address and hit subscribe, and you'll be in the know.
Oh, I love it. Do they have anything about this school choice stuff or how we can protect our homeschooling
Oh,
freedoms?
yeah, absolutely. There's actually a new page that we've been adding on to for
Oh,
protecting freedom. So there's some videos and other resources on that. And then you can also sign up for HSLDA, that's the Homeschool Legal Defense
okay.
Association. They also have some amazing resources and articles to help you protect not only your homeschool freedoms, but all of our
Wow.
freedoms.
Wow. That's awesome. I'm so glad we had a chance to talk about this. I had
Yeah,
no idea. I didn't even think
I
about the
know.
government taking control of the funds and telling us what to do with it. And then
Hmm.
that could turn into more loss of freedoms. So I can remember that with government funds comes government control. I can remember
Hmm.
that
Yep,
and
yep,
tell my friends about that. Oh, I'm so glad we
absolutely.
had a chance to talk today, and it was so nice to see you.
Yeah,
Looking forward to
likewise.
seeing you again soon.
Definitely. Let's set something up
All
soon.
right,
All right,
thanks.
sure.
See you later.
Bye.